So Hephaestus has decided to manufacture something called a railed gas tube that replaces the factory gas tube on your GHK AK. Some people may refer to this as the upper handguard of your AK, like what you would see on an AKM, AK-105, or on an AKS-74U. And many people in the GHK community have been looking forward to getting something like this. It's because not all AKs have a side rail for you to attach a side scope mount, and even if you could, they are normally pretty bulky. And the next best option will probably be a rail dust cover for your GHK AK, which does a horrible job of holding zero for your optic, is because you can normally shift it with just your bare hands, and also they're generally quite expensive. Which is why the next best option is probably going to be a railed gas tube. It's lightweight, with a long skeletonized 1930 Picatinny rail. It doesn't take up much space on the gun, it's very low profile, and the gas tube normally doesn't move much, if at all. That's why Jim Fuller from Rifle Dynamics loves his AK with a micro red dot and a small light mounted on the railed gas tube, in conjunction with a lightweight lower handguard. And Hephaestus actually makes a key mod handguard and a railed gas tube setup that you can buy as a set. They actually released that a while ago. If you happen to be interested in something like that, that key mod handguard set retails for $100 US, compatible with an AKM, AK-105, and an AKS-74. I'll actually roll in some pictures for you guys to see. It's because Hephaestus actually built a mini short-barreled rifle build, or an SBR build, for one of their customers, which I really want to do. It's because it's actually a full-size AK, and the rifle is actually as short as it can possibly be. They actually added a few extra parts to make it like that, which I think that's pretty cool. If you wish to get the railed gas tube only, like what I did, Hephaestus got you covered with 3 different versions of the railed gas tube. One, which is the one that you see right here for the AMB65. They also make one for the AKS-74U, which is the shorter railed gas tube that's specific to that rifle. And the last one is for what I like to call a normal AK, which is a railed gas tube for the general AKM, AKS-74, and AK-105. Just like the railed gas tube that comes with the key mod handguard set. And believe it or not, this railed gas tube is only $30 US, give or take a couple of dollars. Your airsoft optic will probably be more expensive than this railed gas tube. And this is how the railed gas tube works. All you do is pop off your bolt like the normal way, and then take off your gas tube and the lower handguard of your AK. And this is so that you can place the barrel clamps in the correct position. Afterwards, you reinstall your lower handguard with the clamps and simply put in your new railed gas tube and evenly torque in the 4 screws that come with the kit. Make sure you add some blue thread lock, is because the recoil from the GHK AK may loosen them after a while. You never know what can happen. And this design, by the way, is the reason why the railed gas tube is so popular with a modernized AK. Because it's basically wedged in like a normal gas tube, and it uses those barrel clamps to cinch it down to the rifle. So when you put your red dot optic over here, it's definitely going to hold zero. And the rifle still feels very lightweight with virtually no excess bulk. It is worth knowing that because of this design, you'll actually be able to co-witness your iron sights with your red dot optic if you like to do that for airsoft. For me personally, I like to co-witness my sights is because I like having my iron sights and my red dot lined up whenever I take a precise shot. That's just more of a personal preference. People normally like co-witness also for the sake of if you have your red dot going down, you can still have your irons as backup. So that's a neat little feature. Like how people normally do it for an M4 or for an R-Mark Glock. As a side note, in case if you guys ask, because I know you guys are going to ask, this is my AKM with a real steel rail and a real steel railed gas tube. For GHK AKs, it's best that you actually not use something like this. It's because this actually does not accept a GHK gas piston, which is what gives the GHK its recoil sensation. Because that's actually the heart of the gas back experience. Take that away and it's a lot less fun to shoot. You'll actually be wasting the GHK AK system. This system can handle the weight of the piston very easily. It can easily clear a mag or more with or without the dummy gas piston. In case if you don't know what that is, it is this thing. Taking it off marginally increases your gas efficiency, basically barely noticeable. And to top it off, your GHK AK doesn't even have a gas efficiency problem, so there's not much point of taking this off. And this right here is actually the real reason why people decide to get a steel recoil kit that replaces the stock gas piston for a real steel one. I actually don't for a steel one. I actually don't know where my original one is, but this is a steel gas piston recoil power kit made by Hephaestus with an aluminum adapter. And this is made specifically for the AMD 65 length, which is another thing that I picked up from them recently, and it's really cool, is because it increases the recoil sensation on your GHK AK by a noticeable amount. I'm not going to say it's a 200% increase in power, but it feels really nice to have something like this on your GHK AK. Like that's the reason why you guys pick up the AKs. It's because they shoot really well on its own, and they shoot pretty damn well with recoil kits as well. Just to help out the new guys that are a little bit concerned about compatibility, generally speaking, that Hephaestus railed gas tube will pretty much fit all of your GHK AKs. Especially if you want to keep the lower handguard, it'll fit perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about anything. However, if you use weird rails or weird handguards such as this one, this is a Ashura Dynamics Zenit replica one. This is actually very rattly on my GHK AK. This actually doesn't fit very well. But if you decide to use something strange looking like this, this area here will actually interfere with the barrel clamps on the railed gas tube. So this will not work with that railed gas tube. Just be wary that depending on which handguard you get, you may have to think about this. And this is my SRR Rifleworks AK-105 with an SRR Rifleworks rail, and this railed gas tube that you see here, this is actually another Hephaestus item. This is their charging handle system type B, and they call it that is because it has a charging handle on the right side. So you can charge your AK like this. They're probably a little bit surprised that I have it. It's because I've been using this for a while on my AK-105. But it is quite heavy-ish. But then again, my rail is making the gun quite heavy. Actually, everything on my AK-105 is very heavy. This is supposed to be a very light gun, but this is heavier than my AKM. So you can also notice that I actually have a mount here. I need to get rid of this. Anyways, yeah. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm advertising for Hephaestus. As some of you guys may know, I did go visit them recently, and I did get my AMD 65 tuned up by them. And yes, now I know them a little bit more personally, but I feel like they deserve a little bit of credit for making this railed gas tube for the GHK AK community. Like I said, it's only $30 US, and your airsoft optic will probably be more expensive than this thing. The point, if you like red dots, and if you want a lightweight and a cheap option to mount your red dot optic, check out the Hephaestus railed gas tube. Just make sure you get the right one for your AK. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you guys think. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I also have a Facebook page that you can follow me on, in which I will leave a link in the description box below. I will also leave Hephaestus' Facebook page in the description box below as well, if you want to check out their builds. Peace guys, happy shooting, and thanks for watching. So I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. This is my Troy AK. Oh. It's a chevron sight, front post iron sight. It's a phosphorescent thing, so you have to charge it with a light in order for it to glow. Like, but look at that. Oh, just absolute poison going to the Hephaestus workshop. Just absolutely poisoned me. I'm actually running my AKM now without any optics because it looks really cool when you look down the when you can see the chevron. I think that's what they call it, a chevron. I'm not entirely sure, but that's really cool looking. It's just ridiculously cool.